But let's go ahead and get right into it with the first topic of conversation, the topic that's happening later tonight, the first game of Week 11, Thursday Night Football, the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. Now, I've been on record saying that I think the majority of Thursday Night Football games are hot garbage, right? This is one of the rare exceptions. Now, I think not only is this an interesting game because both of these teams are vying for the AFC North title, they're both potential Super Bowl contenders, I would say. But I think this game got a little bit spicier on Sunday when both of these teams took unexpected losses to fellow AFC teams. You know, the Bengals, they lost a very close game with the Texans, a game that honestly I thought was pretty out of reach. They made a good comeback. The Texans were able to kind of shave them off a little bit at the end there. And then the Ravens totally collapsed against the Cleveland Browns and Deshaun Watson and lost the game in heartbreaking fashion. To be completely honest with you, I missed the ending of the game initially. I've since gone back and watched it, and I'm just thinking, how did the Ravens lose that game? How did the Ravens lose that game? So you have two teams competing for their division, two teams that had heartbreaking losses on Sunday. I think they're both going to be pissed off, right? This is going to be a really, really good Thursday Night Football game. Most games, come on, let's be honest, guys. Thursday night, we're tuning out, right? We are not here to watch Bears-Panthers again. We're not here to watch, whoever else. I think it was Chiefs and Broncos a couple weeks ago. It's not really intriguing. This is an intriguing matchup, and it's one of the few, I guess, really good Thursday Night Football games. Now, the other interesting nugget here, as is with all Thursday night games, is health. Thursday is only, a 3.5, 4 days rest from their last game, which isn't ample time for NFL football players' bodies to, I guess, heal up from their last game. So are we going to see a, less physical version of either of these teams? I personally don't think so. I think the fuel of anger and the competition and the adrenaline is going to be pumping for these guys. But health-wise, I don't think either team's going to be at 100%. We've seen a lot of injuries with the Bengals. I saw T. Higgins was ruled out earlier today. He missed Sunday as well. Sam Hubbard is going to not be 100%, but it looks like he will play. And then the Ravens, I know, are banged up as well, as with Marlon Humphrey. I know he got hurt a while ago, so it'll be an interesting game. I have some predictions here because I have been very keen on the Ravens for a while now. Ever since they played my Seahawks, I've gone and done a deep dive on the Ravens. And this game is in Baltimore, I should mention. And this is, a very interesting game for the Ravens because I think against teams that don't see the Ravens, like the Lions, like my Seahawks, the Ravens are going to just, bend you over, right? You cannot prepare for Lamar on film. You cannot prepare for the offense the way they move. And honestly, their defensive coordinator, he's done a really good job of getting a lot of pressure with not super talented pass rushers. So I think the Ravens, from a game plan perspective, are very, very difficult to go up against if you don't see them. Now, we've seen it twice with the Browns and with the Bengals earlier in the year where the games are close when people have played the Ravens, right? When you have seen Lamar, when you've gone against Lamar, twice a year, it makes it a little different, right? And especially with, the way that the Ravens offense has changed this year and their defense has changed this year. Having already played the Ravens, I think, is a big advantage for the Cincinnati Bengals. They have film on the Ravens. Now, this is a game earlier in the year where Joe Burrow was not 100%. I think he's more healthy now. I think he's back to being Joe Burrow. And that was a close game, even so. So this will be a very good game. I think the big matchup in this game is to watch out for the Ravens rushing attack. We've seen it early in this year where when the Ravens can run the football, when they can dictate the line of scrimmage, they're going to be dominant, right? I know, Gus Edwards has been getting carries. I think, Keaton Mitchell, I think he is a stud. And I think he needs more carries, 100%. They really went away from him in the last week against the Browns. I didn't understand it. But can the Bengals stop the Ravens rushing attack, which obviously includes Lamar Jackson, right? We can't excuse him from the equation here. I've noticed that, particularly on those inside carries, when their offensive line is able to get that push, when they're able to move the guys off the line of scrimmage, the Ravens are going to just bully people. And I think that's the kind of bully ball mentality that John Harbaugh wants to play. I know Todd Monken's more of a guy that wants to throw the ball down the field. Zay Flowers, he's been quiet for a few weeks now. I wouldn't expect that to continue. I think he's a really good young player. Mark Andrews is obviously going to be very, very involved. But truthfully, for the Ravens, I would like to see Lamar Jackson make a few more plays, right? Last couple of weeks, it seems like he hasn't made a lot of plays, made a couple of mistakes last week against Cleveland. I'd like to see him make more plays. Now, on the flip side, Joe Burrow. This is a game that I think you really have to win if you're Joe Burrow, if you want to win the AFC North. And I was just in the Bengals stadium, so I can speak to this. Home field advantage for the Bengals is going to be huge, right? And you're not going to get that playing as a wild card team. So this game is so paramount to getting that home field advantage for, maybe a round or two and winning the division, winning the AFC North. This is a huge game. Joe Burrow is going to have to lean on Jamar Chase because, like I said, T. Higgins is out, and that Bengals defense is going to have to be opportunistic, and they're going to have to make plays. This game is in Baltimore. It's a little bit tricky. I would probably lean the Ravens. I'm not exactly sure on the line of this game yet. I haven't checked just yet. I would guess it's about a 2.5, 3-point line for the Ravens. I would say that's probably about right. I would take the Ravens to win 27-24. I think it's a very close game, but I think they're able to run the football well enough. I think they're able to keep the ball, not turn the ball over, excuse me. And I think that this is a big, big win for the Baltimore Ravens after a very disappointing loss against the Cleveland Browns.